All right. Hello, everybody. We are going to start the stream here in a second. I'm just going to hang out and chat for a minute while hopefully some more people roll in. See, one person's coming in. Say what up, so I know who you are, so we can have a talk. How's your day going? See, I've had kind of a lazy day, to be honest. I got up and I went and trained one of the families I'm coaching, and then I had got home and me and my roommate ate some food and had a little bit of a meeting. He's starting to coach as well, so trying to get him all together. And then we had did some work together on building some content out, which hopefully that'll be posted on a YouTube video here soon about triceps. Trying to get a little bit better at getting more quality content out versus just spam posting training clips and things like that. But yeah, so we're going pretty good. Biggest goals of today's stream is we're going to be updating training numbers for athletes. We have about 31 athletes that we got to get in today. And if you all are having problems with like connectivity issues, let me know, because my Wi-Fi has been kind of garbage lately. So that could also be kind of an issue. And I have just now realized how much I've been looking over to the side instead of at the camera, so I apologize for that. But goal is today, update training numbers. We've got about 31 athletes to get through. And then after that, we were going to just finish building out the rest of my personal training program, at least the next week of it. And then maybe talk a little bit about how that last week went, things like that. Why I'm going to change a couple things. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, if you all have any questions along the way, of course, always be ready to let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions at all. But we're just going to keep hanging out for a little bit longer to see if anyone pops in and says what up or not. But yeah, so I worked on a little bit of, as you guys can see, maybe a couple other like overlays. I don't really know how to feel about them yet. And a starting soon page right here. Trying to get this a little bit more, not necessarily official per se, but like just trying to work on that, make something, better for you all to actually look at. But yeah, so hopefully that is good, bad. I'd love any input on that. But yeah, so we'll just keep chatting it up and see when people come in or not. Again, I am going to start trying to think about different internet providers, because right now I have Verizon. Because just where I am, I cannot get any of the main streaming internet providers, unfortunately, just where I live. So we're looking at T-Mobile, which has a little bit better service in our area, things like that. So if any of you all live in really rural areas and don't get good internet, or are getting good internet still rather, let me know, because I am trying to get some better internet for sure. But in other news, a couple things that we have to talk about. For any of you all that have been following, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you'll know that I have been trying to open a gym, and we are making tons of progress this past 2 weeks, probably, I would say. We're at the point now we are signing a lease and getting insurance is the last few things we have to do until we can open the doors. I have all the equipment I need to get started: horse stall mats, GHD, back extension, barbells, plates, racks, all these different things, a couple different machines, belt squat, inverse curl, things like that. And we're starting to roll pretty good. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but biggest things now is what we're gonna have to do, apart from getting the insurance and signing the lease, is going to be switching over all of my current athletes in person to my own payment processing systems and things like that. As right now, I have been going through my gym that I am currently coaching out of. But yeah, so again, hopefully the audio quality and video quality is not as bad as it looks over here. My internet again is not doing super super hot, but I will definitely be probably trying to get some different internet soon, because it is unfortunately not very good. But here, what we'll do here. I've been, like I said, looking at T-Mobile, so I think that will do the trick. Hopefully, at least be more consistent across the board, but don't know for sure. Checking the time real quick. All right, things look good. and we might go ahead and just get started. So if you all, again, anyone else that joins in, just let me know, say hello, and we'd happy to talk about any training questions or anything, but we will go ahead and get to programming these numbers out. So biggest reason I even added that sub goal is this, you can see in that bottom left, is just to kind of fill up some of this dark space. As if you've been on the streams before, there will be names of my athletes at the top, so to respect their privacy, I usually leave those blocked out. So we'll be programming 2 different days today, or at least updating their training numbers based off their last week's numbers. So this athlete was 3x3 at 200 pounds. Simply enough, he'll going to go 3x4 at 200 pounds. We have added in barbell split squat, which I think was a really good movement to put in here because a lot of people have been kind of struggling with those single leg movements, and I think this one was a really good one that I decided to go with. And 0. Again, this is going to be a very repetitive thing, so this is why I'm going to just keep trying to talk about my process, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and things like that. And if you all have questions, it definitely makes it a little bit more probably enjoyable for not only me, but for everyone. And that's kind of why I do this while I'm updating these numbers. Bench press, same thing. You're just going to try to do that for 4 instead of 3. Our press, last time he did 55. We're just going to try to do 60. A lot of our accessory movements, especially on these few days, are very linear right now, and I think I like that better for the accessory presses, the supplemental movements, whatever you want to say. And it seems to be doing pretty well. So we are going to keep rocking with that. Dumbbell skull crushers, he's at 15 there. 15. And he actually needs to go to 55 up there. Band pull parts, 0. Knee raises, 0. So that's one athlete done. Here soon, we'll have to do another stream about me updating all their numbers, getting them OVR scores and things like that, which I don't know how well I'll be able to actually stream that. Just the fact that like hiding names and things like that could prove to be a little bit difficult, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Going on to the next athlete, he was gone all next week, so I'm actually not going to give him training numbers because they would probably be inaccurate because, again, we usually go off the session prior, and it's been multiple sessions since he's been here. Unfortunately, he did do this, so what we'll do real quick, switch us back to the just chatting just for a moment to, again, protect some names of the athletes so we can hit mark complete because he was there. I want to give him credit. So there we go. And then we're back. Next, we're going here. And this athlete's been struggling with a little bit of just weird pains that go on. And we still haven't fully figured out why and what's causing it. But we will eventually get to that point, hopefully. So we're going to be at the box squat here next. And we are going to do, we're going to leave that blank. We're going to leave that blank, but the barbell RDLs, we're going to go for 140 to 145 for him. And then RDLs, we're going to go to, let's go to 85, banded hamstring curls, 0, back extensions. We're going to want him to do, try to do 65 here. She should be able to do more than easily enough. Bench press, we're going to go, this is when he messed up bench press on his neck, but he was able to do 215 the other day. So we're going to try to reorganize that into, or not reorganize, but take his numbers down a little bit. So we'll try to just do 215 again. And we changed up the way that he was pressing, so hopefully that helps. Overhead, we're going to just change this to a dumbbell press. I think this will be better for him at the moment. Seated dumbbell shoulder press, rather. Shoulder press, there we go. We're going to change it to a 5, and then we're going to leave it in RP now. Meadows row, he will be doing ideally 100 pounds, but we might drop him back down to 90, and then we'll kind of see how he is. He's a pretty confident lifter, so we can kind of just let him choose a little bit better of what he wants to do himself. 0 and 0, there we go. Okay, 2 done. I think that's 3 athletes done actually. Again, this doesn't take as long as you start to get into a little bit more of a cycle of like, okay, this number equals this equals this, and you kind of just flow through it pretty dang quick, unless you do things like that. So I am going to actually real quick, as I'm thinking about this, writing a second goal, because if we get through this quick enough, we might start this. We're going to build exercise families for the Turnkey Coach app. As for the gym members and program, it will be easier if like I can sell you, okay, I want you to do this hamstring movement or squat variation. You can click that squat variation and it drops down the list of what you could do. And those are things that I think will be really beneficial when I get the gym open. And I can kind of explain more about like how I want the gym to do or function if you all are curious about that. But we will keep moving on here, chugging along. So here we're going to go 135. Barbell RDL, he's at 185. We're going to try to go 195. Hamstring curl 0, and we're going to go 60 there. So lower body done. Bench press, 2x3 at 180. Try to go 180. Press, 135. Or excuse me, 100 right here. Go 105. Dumbbell row, we're at 60, 65. We'll try to go 70. Dumbbell skull crusher, he did 30. Do the same thing there at 30, and just to make sure he gets more of his reps. He did do 2 sets of 10 there actually, so we might go 30 to 35. Again, so you're always looking at the session prior to is the way you're trying to base most of your numbers off of. Is how we're doing it. So it always adjusts to what they've been doing recently. Luckily, they've all been a lot of people have been very consistent over this summer. So it's a little bit easier in the sense of you don't have to worry about like, okay, they missed a lot because of games, so they're going to be fatigued, things like that. It's a little bit more simple. So he's supposed to do 120, so we're just going to keep it there. Barbell RDL, he did 175. We're going to go 185. And then hamstring curl is 0. We don't track the band weight. Back extensions, we'll have him doing 65. Simple enough. And bench press, he went 125 for 3. 125 for 4 will be the goal. Press, 70. I believe he could do 75 to 80 easily, but he just decided not to, it looks like. Which is fine. Not ideal, which is fine. You got to try to give and take where you seem necessary and fit. Has been probably one of my biggest things to kind of principles rather to follow is just like, you know, to keep them coming back and not hating it is just give and take, get what you really, really want. And the other things, you know, as long as they're doing them and pushing them to some extent, maybe not as hard as you wish they would, just kind of, you know, push it to the side a little bit, unless they start, you know, regressing, and then you have that conversation with them. This athlete, 160, barbell split squats 95. We'll try to do 100 to 105. I love that we can program ranges now. RDL here, 180 to 185. We'll go 180. Hamstring 0. Back extension 50. 55 to 60. I do like the ranges because it kind of shows me, like, if I program that, what did they actually do? Because if they want to push it on the higher side, I think that shows a lot more about the athlete and how they want to push it. As long as they get all their reps, of course. And then, you know, if they go on the lower end, it kind of tells me, like, if they got all their reps, if they go on the lower end, it's like, could you have gone on the higher end? You know what I mean? Like, you know. And they know that they don't have to do the same weight for all 3 sets either, or 2 sets, whatever it might be. Dumbbell row, 55. Try to go 60 here. Skull crusher, 20, 20. We'll do a range of 20 to 25. Sometimes that athlete has a tendency to not put down the numbers correctly all the time, so giving them ranges can sometimes be a little bit more beneficial. Once again here, she was gone for quite some time, so we will do this. So she did 140. I'm going to put a range again at 140, 145. Barbell split squat. We'll go 65. RDL, we're going to go in 35. 35. Hamstring curl 0. Back extension, she would have done 25. We'll go 35. So again, bench is going to be a little bit different because she's been struggling a little bit on the bench press. So we're going to try to go 60 here. Press, we'll go 50. We'll go 45 to 50. Dumbbell row, we're going to go 40. Skull crusher, we'll go 10 to 15. And then she will end up leaning towards the higher end most of the time, so which I love to see, obviously. 0, 0. But if she thinks that the range is 10 to 15, she will usually try the higher end, and then if she needs to, she feels confident that like 10 is still good enough, basically. We'll move on to Jackson. And next, he did 165 on the squat. We're just going to try to do that for 4. It was a little rough, but so we definitely want to see some cleaner reps this time around. But this, we can push that single leg movement. RDL, 120. I'm not giving him this day because of reasons. Because he didn't actually do his whole workout, and he went and played basketball in the gym. Well, I was staying in the weight room unaware, as I had thought he had left, but that's besides the point. We're here, bench press now. He actually did really, really well on bench press the other day, so we're gonna go 95 once again. Now, the hardest part about training some of these athletes, especially the younger kids that are a little more, let's say, up and at 'em, is that you have to almost force them to take a rest period. Because they're usually not so fatigued that they feel like they can go again. But I know that if they were to wait a little bit longer, they'll probably be able to get another rep out of most of their sets. Even though they don't feel tired, per se, they still want to kind of try to rush through. And not even for the fact that just because, you know, they want to get it done, but they feel good, so they don't feel like they need to wait that long. 185. 5. Some of these athletes have came back from a bit of a hiatus, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it is okay. I'm glad they're back at least and getting back at it. But when they realize that how much everybody else's progress has gone up and they've been gone, they will notice and kind of regret being gone for so long. Press, I won't know. Dumbbell row 65 and then 20. So we'll go 65, 20, 0, 0. Again, overall will always be a very it's a simple formula. That's really all it is. This athlete I actually do not need to do. She'll be in Canada. I forgot about that, so we'll X out of her. Opening up this next one. So we have 30 athletes to do, not 31. Box squat, they went to 125. We will do 125 again. Barbell split squat, they did 0, but that meant 45. So we'll do 50 to 55 for that range. RDL. We're going to go to 105. I just remember she struggled with that just a little bit. Back extensions. She did 0 here for some reason. So we're going to do 25 pounds. Bench press. She went 65. So we are going to do 65 here. Press. She went 35, 45. So we're going to go 40. We're going to go 50. Dumbbell row 30. She was supposed to do 35. We're going to go 35 again. Dumbbell skull crusher. She did 10s, but we'll try 15s. And then 0, 0 once again. Save. Perfect. Now again, if you'll have any questions about why I am going through, whether you're live or watching this recording back, which if you've watched 20 minutes of this recording already, I feel bad for you because it is a very boring process. That's why I do like doing it again, doing it on the stream to hopefully have conversations about the programming or other questions and things. But again, it is a little monotonous, but you get this formula going and you can get it done relatively fast. I do think one of my favorite parts about coaching at the high school has been introducing all of the younger athletes and the female athletes to what training and watching them like slowly get really excited about certain things and aspects about it. Because training is really fun and it should be for everybody. And it breaks my heart when I have athletes or coaches that have talked about past experiences in the weight room or practice and things like that that just make them really not enjoy what should be fun for everyone. Um, I'm not saying it shouldn't be hard by any means, but this athlete is gone, so I am going to update his lower body numbers, which, interestingly enough, he's only done lower body because he doesn't like upper body. So, anywho's, we'll update this again. He did 255. Try to do a 255 for 4. Oops. But it really is a shame that like people make athletes just so upset, around training and things like that, that just to scare them away from it when it really should not be. It should be leaned into from both the athlete side and the coach's side. Like, they either just beat them into the ground or they just baby it so much where they actually just feel like they're getting nothing out of it. We don't track anything, things like that, where it doesn't incentivize the athletes to actually push it. But that's kind of my small 2 cents on that. I think the biggest thing that I've been able to do is help people just have more fun while training. And that's led to a lot better results. Not necessarily great results, because I'm still definitely getting better as a coach as every session goes by, but it definitely helps when you're tracking things and showing them their PRs and celebrating with them how they've gotten better, etc., etc. Again, I will stop ranting for that time being and just keep moving through these numbers. 140, we'll go go for 140. Press, we'll go 95. And then dumbbell row, 60. We'll go 65 to 70. We'll see kind of what he decides to choose. Dumbbell skull crushers, 20s. We're going to go 25s there. 0, 0. Like so. Perfect. Next. Athlete that did 135 for 3. See if she can do it for 4, which I believe she can. And her friends will be back too from their trip, so I think that would probably help. 0 and back extension with 55. We'll try to go 60. She's going to fight me on the 60-pound back extensions, but she'll be okay. She did 70 for 2. And for 3, we'll just try to do 70 again. Just trying to get more weight in her hands more consistently. Press 50. She wasn't there, but we'll go 50 to 55. Dumbbell row. She did 40s, but she didn't get reps, so we'll go 40s again. Skull crushers, we'll go 10 to 15 once again. 10 to 15, and then 0, 0. Really is as simple as that. We don't need a whole lot of fancy. You just need it done well over time is really all you need. So this athlete, she did 180 for 5. I would have put her at 190. So we're going to go 185, and I'll give her the range to 190. On that, her and another athlete had a volleyball camp that they had to go to. So they had missed a couple of training sessions. 25, 0, and 50. For bench press, 95 would have been the number for 5. So we're going to go to 95 to 100 there. Press, we're gonna go 75. We'll try to do, we're just gonna repeat that, and then if she can go up the day of, we will. Dumbbell row, I would have had her at 55, so we'll keep that. Skull crusher 25, same thing, 25, and then we'll go 0, 0. There we go, perfect. Now, what I do want to ask you all, would you all be interested if we did some streams either throughout the week and whatnot, but so more streams, but also if we were doing like programs live, so like you all would maybe say your goals, things like that, and then I would build you a program template live and you would be able to download it in a few minutes after. And I actually just gonna test this real quick, so let me hit the just chatting real quick. If I put in this is experimenting, so I apologize for anyone there. Let me go back to this account. Store. Let's see if I can do this. Let me see if I can share this product link into chat like that. Is that clickable? It is perfect. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So you all would be able to immediately see that. Perfect. So that's what I would do. We would put a message retracted. Why is that message retracted? Okay, so interesting. We would at least be able to do that then. So that's good news. Get back to updating training numbers. Done with this athlete. So, but anyway, we would build programs and then we would upload it right to it, so anyone watching can obviously take a look, and then also the person that asked for it can immediately download it and yeah, get it started training, which is ideal. You know, there should be no barrier to entry, and this is just another way to just hopefully, you know, if you all like the training, you know, tell me, and then I can let you all, you know, leave a review, anything like that, or just give me feedback on the programming itself. So they did 175 for 3, so we'll go to 175. Barbell split squats, they did 70. Oh my gosh, they could definitely do more than that. RDLs, put them at 135. 0. And they did 50. Go 60 there. All right, perfect. Bench press. I gave him a 1,000 pound range by accident last time. That's my mistake there. We'll go for, we'll scroll back. What did he do for, he's done 135, so we'll go 140. Still be our goal, even though he missed Friday's session, Thursday's session rather. 75, he can definitely do 80. We'll try 80. Rows, we wanted him to do 55, and he will stay there, 55 to 60. I'll give him a little bit of a range. Dumbbell skull crushers next will be 20s. Yes, 20 to 25. Again, just curious. I was very curious to like what will they actually go for. I will give them a range of numbers I like, you know, would be happy with them hitting, of course, but then giving them that range and opportunity to like, you know, not necessarily pick the right decision, but you know, just decide if they want to do a little heavier and push themselves a little harder, or, you know, keep coasting. This athlete finally made it to a whole week. They normally were skipping lower body days for quite a while, and then they came to one, and then they missed a couple other ones. But she did come for a whole week, which I was really excited about, which we'll update those numbers now. So she did 125 on squat. We'll do that for 4 next time. She did 75 there, so we're going to go 65 because they did step ups. Next time we're going to do split squats. Barbell RDLs. We're going to go 85 to 95 because she's definitely strong enough to do that. We were working on some technical things, but she'll be able to do that. Bench press, she went 90. Gonna go 90 again. Press, 75. We'll go 80. Dumbbell row, she did have to leave, I remember this. We'll go 35 once again. Skull crusher, she did 20s. We'll go 20 to 25, and then 0, 0. Perfect. So let's see, how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 people left. So we're going to switch this real quick because one of the athletes forgot to put in their numbers or hit mark complete. And we're going to do that real quick. Did they even put in their number? This is Sam, and he knows better than that. So I'm curious to why he didn't do that. But if he is, I doubt he's watching because I don't have any, he hasn't said what up in the chat, so I'm assuming he's not watching, but that is kind of funny. I'll have to give him crap for that. But we will do box squat, 365, and we're only gonna do 2 sets for him. Barbell split squat 140, we're gonna go 145. Real ones in chat. Dementia at work. You are in chat. Why does it say that? It says there's no concurrent viewers. Interesting. So Sam, you are a real one, I guess. Besides, you didn't hit mark complete, or you didn't type in your floor press weight. But it's cool, bro. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. Makes my job harder and whatnot, but it's cool. We'll go to 90. You are going pretty crazy on barbell RDL, so I'll give you that. We'll go 140 here. And you were a real one because you, I guess you helped me move the lat pull down, so we'll take it, I guess. Bench press, you went 215, 3x2. We're going to try to go 215. We'll go 210 to 215. That's what we'll do. 2,000, 210 to 215. Your choice is what it'll be. And then we will be one rep maxing for you all this week, and I'll change that here. And I forgot to put that on your brother's thing, but want me to fix it real quick. Ideally, yes. It won't affect my programming for today. But yes, I would I would appreciate you if you put it in. 105. We'll go 105 to 110. Dumbbell skull crusher. 35s. You did 35s the other day. We'll go 35 to 40. 0, 0. Here. Cool. Now this is a little more questionable because I will honestly, I'm gonna just leave this one open because it's been 2 lower body sessions and I don't want to guess too bad. Bench, however, we're gonna do 140. Now this one started to drop off a little bit recently, which is unfortunate, but we'll keep it rolling. They'll go 60 to 65. Dumbbell skull crusher. They did 20. I'll leave it at 20 there. And 0, 0. So we're almost done updating programming numbers. We have a few more people left, which ended up might be a little quicker because I don't know if everyone was there for all the days. So it'll kind of just depend on that. But we have about 8 athletes left, I think, to do. And then we'll get into putting my numbers in. Sam, can you hear my chair squeaking that bad? Like, can you hear the chair squeaking really, really bad? If not, good. If you can, I will have to switch to a different chair. And by that, I mean the box that I have sitting in my room. It's good now. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sam. But yeah, if you can just let me know if you can hear the chair squeaking, that'd be cool. 200. Yes, dude. Oh, no. Okay, hold on one second. This will be my chair now. Okay. It will be it's a squat box, so I apologize for being able to hear that the whole time. Sam, next time let me know that earlier, brother. I feel like am I sitting lower now? I don't know. Also delayed chats, so. Delayed chats. Am I stupid? What does that mean? I don't know why What exactly does that mean? Or is it just because the video is delayed? Is that what you mean? Or like the audio because it's lagging? What do you mean exactly by that? Where are we at? Split squat. We'll go 85, just linear on that. Barbell RDL. 125. We'll do a plate. I just got here, by the way. Oh, okay. That is fine. I didn't know you just got here, because the 0 concurrent viewers, but I feel like it would have been in the last few streams too. But I should have just watched them back. That is what I should have done. Delayed messages, meaning like when you type them, they're not going very fast. You don't see my chats for a hot minute after I send it. Oh, I also just realized that this is like that. Okay, I fixed that. Let me make sure this is all good. Okay. I don't know if I did that. Let me see if I can fix that. 1 second. I don't know. I don't know if I turned that on. I don't think I changed anything. Sam, you know how to change that? Do you know how that works at all? Because I do not. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. Manage. What if I do this? I'm on my other screen right now, so I apologize. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's always been like that? Okay, that's not ideal. I didn't know I had that even on. Timestamps? Nope. That doesn't matter. Reaction pop-out chat. I don't know. I will see. I'll have to look into that, how to change that. So let me. How to fix delayed chats. Okay. I didn't know. I guess it should be automatic, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. I had to put it down. I need my constant entertainment. Put Subway Surfers on the bottom. Oh gosh, Sam, you're so brain rotted. We got 110, 105. We'll go 115 or 110 again. Press 155, 65. Try to go 70 there. Dumbbell row 50. We'll go 55. Just linear 5 pounds. Skull crushers 15s. Go 20s. 0. 0. I'd have to find a YouTube video of like someone just playing shorts for 20 minutes or like 2 hours, I guess. 2-3 hours, just on a loop. Just a loop. That's what I would do. Sam, how has work been today? Has it been busy? You have a lot of carts going on, or what? 135. 135 again. Bro, there we go. 135. Bro, split squat 70, 80. Go 85. He'll probably try to go up, which is fine. RDL 135. Cray work. Cray work? What? Crazy work? Work's been crazy? What do you mean? See, it's my fault that the chats are delayed, but like, if you're gonna be delayed, Sam, you might as well, you know, take proper time to chat correctly. Say correct words and whatnot, you know? Just, you know, not to hate or anything, but 16. Boring, tiring, other words for heck. Okay. 20, 0, 0. Yeah, that's kind of been how my day's been, honestly. It's kind of been boring. I haven't done a whole lot. I coached a little bit. then me and my roommate started working on a couple pieces of content together, which I got mine recorded and we'll be posting hopefully later. I got a weed eat later today after this, so that's unfortunate. Not a big fan of weed eating, but it's okay. It'll be a little bit more cool outside, which will be good. And I'm at crazy work on the YouTube Shorts. Oh, that's okay. What was I gonna say? Sam, you actually might be a good person to ask. What internet provider do you all have at your house? Because obviously you guys are a little bit more rural. I'd like to know because I'm trying to get new internet and I don't know if I don't know what you have because I know you're like kind of out of the way a little bit more, so it might be similar to my situation. 125 already at 160. We'll go 175 for him because I definitely need better internet. So streaming and things like that are a little bit smoother. Where'd he go? 50. Spectrum, since they put a line in our area, but before that we had T-Mobile. Okay, so like for right now, like we wait, did I put in all these? Okay, that was just over. So Spectrum, if I were to be able to draw, you guys won't be able to see, but here, let's try this. Like if this, you might be able to see it. Here, let me draw it real quick. So like if this is our house, there's a road on this side. Can you see that? Maybe? I don't know. There's a road over here and a road that like stops right here. Spectrum is like all the way around us. All the way around us, but does not come up to us. So that's really annoying. So T-Mobile is the one that I'm looking at as well. How was T-Mobile when you were like playing games, watching movies, things like that? Because it's kind of sucking on no matter what I'm doing. Like obviously like streaming, it's like I have two bars. You can't see it down here, but I have two bars. It's another thing I fixed on the layout. You guys cannot see my tabs anymore. But it's kind of just sucks overall. So how was T-Mobile overall? If you have any idea. Let's do press 85. We'll try to go 90 to 95. Dumbbell row 70. Skull Crusher 25. 0. Oops. 0. 0. Yeah, our internet's just slowly been really, really bad. Like, if Caleb's playing a game or watching a movie, or TV, YouTube, whatever, and I'm doing the same thing and trying to do work or something like that, it just is not a good scenario. Same thing here. This person apparently can't squat anymore, so we're just not gonna do that today. But they can do upper body. I'm gonna go 135 again. Just go off these numbers. Press 95. Dumbbell row. T-Mobile was pretty good if you were in the right spots in our house. For me, I'm in the basement, so it wasn't great. But other than that, it was pretty good. Caleb rarely complained about it while gaming. Perfect. Okay, well, I'll probably call them tomorrow then get it, see how much it is and if they can service. Actually, I know they can. It's because it's like right there. My family members across the yard have it, so I'll probably end up switching to that because the what was I gonna say? The Verizon sucks. Did you all have do you have T-Mobile for your phone service? Because I guess that could probably play. That's probably why you had T-Mobile, I'm assuming. But again, that's just an assumption. 195, 195. What about split squat? 115, do 120, 120, barbell RDL. 70, you can definitely do 185. 0, back extensions, 45. 55. We did have it for our phone as well. Do you still have it, or do you have Spectrum now? Or doesn't Spectrum have its own phone service? I don't actually know that. Do they? I feel like they do, but I don't know. For sure there, 100 pounds, 105. Dumbbell row, 65. Skull Crusher. We did have it for our phones as well. For T-Mobile, 0, 0. But yeah, because like to be real, I'm not sure, but I think we were on Spectrum for our phones as well. Okay, got you. And if you're not, it's not that big of a deal. But same thing. We're gonna switch to just chatting screen just real quick, so I can hit mark complete for this athlete right here, and you all can see all of Sam's dabbles. Also gonna have to go at 455-ish, because break will be. Oh, no worries, brother. No worries. I appreciate you still showing up right now. Oh, it says I have 2 viewers, but I don't have 2 viewers. It's just 1. I don't know why it says that. It says only 1 on my screen. Anyway, back to updating numbers. So they were here for 1 squat and 1 bench press session, so I'm a little more confident giving them numbers. We're going to go 200 because that was way too easy. I remember split squats 45. We're going to go 65, or oops, 65. Barbell RDL, 120. I bet they can do 130 to 135. 0. 55. Good stuff there. Bench press, they went 75. That was so easy for them, though. They're going to go 80. Says 2 for me. Says 2 for you. Interesting. I only have 1 concurrent viewer on my screen. It's because I have your stream open at 2 different accounts at once. Are you serious? Are you actually doing that, Sam? Because if so, like, thank you, I suppose. Having the average viewers up is good, but I would rather it honestly just like show it. If I suck, I suck. You know what I mean? Tell my robot that she do 40. She'll do 45 next time. But if you do have it, that's okay. No, I wish though. Okay. Honestly, it's okay that you don't, because again, I would rather, if I know I have 2 viewers, it's like actually 2 unique viewers. Not that I wouldn't appreciate it, Sam, as you know. But then I think it would just be a better representation of, like, you know, what my actual audience is. But Sam, while you're here, I'll get your take on this. So something I'm thinking about doing for streams, and I'm gonna try to maybe do a few more streams throughout the week, like at least 1 or 2 throughout the week. I haven't decided on a schedule yet, but anywho's, streaming will be like, so like, let's say you come in, Sam, and you're like, yeah, I would, you know, I'm gonna be like building program streams for people on stream. So they would, you know, tell me their goals, things like that, and then I would program for them, and they can download the template right there. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I would send it, you know, put a link in chat, and then they could just go and sign up for it right away. Obviously, would not cost them anything, but that's kind of my thought. What do you think about that? 115. I'm gonna go. Let's go 110 to 115. Press 105. 70. Wait, what? Tomorrow row 55. We'll go 60. 60. I think that would be pretty dope, especially for those who either wonder about signing up or anything like that. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, even if they don't want to sign up for actual coaching, they can at least get the program, get some good training, hopefully. And then also they could also just learn about why I make decisions about programming from scratch. Because a lot of people that have maybe saw these videos or streams right now, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. But if it's like for specific people, then you know, they can see like my process behind that as well. I have an athlete here. Missed the last 2 days, so we're just gonna go on the lower end of this. Especially if I have a range, we'll go on the lower end. I remember they've been wanting to go up, but I've been holding them back just a little bit. But just so they keep wanting to show up a little bit more, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Just kind of check the psychology just a little bit. 140, 0, back extensions, 50. Like so. Yeah, I think it would be a cool stream, and I'm gonna start trying to look at different, like actually make the quality of the streams a little better, apart from the internet. Um, and also try to get multi streams going, so like streaming on like TikTok and things like that as well, maybe Instagram. I haven't decided yet, but W manipulation tactics, 100%. Part of coaching really is just you just gotta manipulate people to try to do what you would like them to do in like a good way, of course. Like telling them like, oh no, it's cool, bro. I don't even, I don't even care that you do that way, even though you do, but they know that. But like stuff like that is, I think it's kind of funny, honestly, because they'll just kind of stare at you sometimes, including you, Sam. I've done that to you. I've definitely used some of those manipulation tactics on you. So you're here seeing all the insider secrets right now. Let's see, we have three more athletes to go through. Squat 195, barbell split squat 75. She did step ups. Let's go 80. Barbell RDL 125. Go 135. I know you have used those tactics when I was a lad. Also make sure to put short form content on as much as possible. Yes, I'm definitely gonna try to keep doing short form content in terms of straight like clips. Not necessarily clips, but like shorts, reels, stuff like that, and of me training, my athletes training, things like that, but also I want to start doing a little bit more higher quality content, so like maybe not quite as much high volume. We're gonna leave this one blank because she hasn't been there, and we'll kind of go through the day. But just a couple of higher quality videos throughout the week. Like I had a goal at the end of the year to have 3,000 pieces of content posted, which would be really, really cool. Don't get me wrong. But I think I would rather have, 500 really good high quality pieces of content posted. So I'm starting to shoot for like, and by high quality I mean like just not just random spam post, just like at least a little bit more thought out. But I'll still have the montage style kind of things, training clips and stuff like that. But it'll just kind of depend how I decide and kind of how I like to go. But what are your thoughts on that, Sam? Would you rather see like a lot of content as a person that like to come, watch stream, like not even a streamer, just like watch content? Do you like a lot of videos, or would you rather see like a good like video, if that makes sense? I feel like that's a stupid answer, but you got my squat on the gram. I do not have your squat on the gram yet, but I'll put that down right now. Post Sam's squat quality count for, and I think that's the case. Like I got to the point where like I was posting consistently, but now and I was hoping that the content quality would just increase as I go along, which I think it got better, but it didn't really do as good as I hoped. So I'm gonna start trying to take a little bit more intentionality behind making the content that I do, and I also just really like the streams as well. So like my duration amount, unless there are some people who like playing stuff in the back of gaming, unless there are some people who like playing stuff in the back of gaming. Do you mean like, was that like a Subway Surfers kind of joke? Is that what you're taking, or like, is that what you mean? 125, 135. So he did do 135. I'm very confused. Oh, 125. Very confused. We'll go 130. Audio wise. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're saying like a voiceover of someone gaming? Is that what you're saying? Which I would do. I might start thinking about doing voiceovers like training clips and things like that. Like play your video and play games. Oh, you're saying have it in the background. Wow. Okay, I think I see it. So you're playing a game and you have the video in the background. Is that what you're saying? I'm sorry if I'm not following very well, Sam. You know how my brain be sometimes. Dumbbell row 65. Go 65 to 70. I never saw him do those, so I wasn't sure. Not sure. Yeah. Okay. So while you play, got you. Sam, I do know you got to get out of here. So if you got any last questions, let me know. But besides that, thank you for coming to watch the stream. And we're actually pretty much finished up with this here. We're gonna update some of my own training program, and I'll probably take a quick bathroom break. Gotta go. Keep my sincerest apologies. No worries, brother. Thank you for coming. I'll see you tomorrow morning for squats. And have a good rest of your day at work, brother. 115, 105. I mean, oops, 105. Pro squats 75. We'll go 80. We'll go to 75 actually, because we're gonna make them do split squats again. Barbell RDL. We're gonna go 85. Just slowly bumping that up. Thanks. You're welcome. Dank. I haven't heard that word in a long time. Dank. The 25 there. She'll be more than fine. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Bench press. She did 50. We're gonna go 50 again. Press. She did 10 for dumbbells, and let's go 15s. I'm just kind of just letting her have that, and that's one of those things just to let them have, to keep them in, bought in, and then 0. This was our last athlete there. Perfect. So what I'm going to do real quick, everybody, is I'm going to hit a quick break, and I'll be right back. So I will see you all in just one moment. All right. We are back, and we are going to switch to a chatting screen real quick while we switch over to some other things to get my own program in, and get this set up for you all so we can update my training program. Let's see. So there will be a slight deviation than what the program says is prescribed, as I'm starting to feel a little bit beat up when I get in the bench shirt. So we're going to make a quick change from that, which you all see in just a moment. This is the meet prep here. Okay, let's switch this back to this right here. And I just realized, here, we gotta add this back here. This was not on for some reason. That's odd. I thought that was chat box would have been on there still. It is updated. Let's see what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. For our max effort lower day, we will be back in the which week is it actually? Let me make sure I have this right. 20th. Here we go. So we'll be full gear squat, working up to an opener, which is very exciting to see what we're going to open the meet with. So we're going to put in squat right there, RPE. So we're going to just put, I'm going to call it just rep max, and then we're going to be doing a work to opener, full gear right there. And then we're going to be doing a 2x1 at 90% of that. So whatever we hit that day, we're going to do a 2x1 at 90% there, but that could be subject to change. Our accessories are going to be belt squat, and reverse hyper. And it does not say, but we're going to do 3x10 there. And then we're going to do abs as well. We're going to keep those in. But as you can see, I'm kind of changed this run just a little bit. And actually, I realized you cannot actually see the interesting. I didn't realize you cannot actually see the other thing that I'm looking at. My Google Sheet, but that's okay. We don't have to. You don't have to see that anyway. Does this change this? Interesting. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. You have to see that in such a smaller box, but we'll be done with this pretty quickly. And then we'll move back to a different screen as we have a couple more things that we could do. Building exercise families and whatnot. So for the bench press, we're just going to be going raw bench press instead, and we'll be just doing some other things. So this is not going to change really, but we're just going to do bench press, and it's just going to be not in the shirt is really going to be the biggest thing there. Not in the shirt. And then we're going to be actually doing a 5 rep at like an RPE 9. And then we're just going to put, we're going to put 5 to 7. We're just going to put 1. And on just as many sets as it takes, of course, to get to that number. But everything else will stay the same. I believe we're checking the reduced accessories. So reduced accessories, we'll just probably do a couple sets here. Actually, we'll probably take out the incline dumbbell. Take out the down 2 sets of lateral raises. And then we'll leave in 3 sets of chest supported rows. And rolling dumbbell extensions, we'll leave those in. We'll go to that. We have a dynamic effort lower day. It's a recovery focus, but we're still just going to do, so it's at 6x2. So we're just lowering training volume. 6x2, and we will be at 55% here. And then we're going 4x1 there, and then we'll be at 55%, 55%. The biggest thing that's going to knock you out is going to always be the volume side of things. So dropping the volume is going to be one of the biggest things if you're feeling beat up to do first before you take away the heavier weights. Reverse hyper, we're gonna take a glute ham raise. We're gonna leave in reverse hyper, but actually up that to 4 sets of 15, and then we're gonna be at 320 there. He's being recovery focused. We're gonna get a lot more traction in our spine than our low back out of that. Then we are going to do 6x3. So we're dropping down to 6x3 on speed bench. 6x3, and that was already good. So that we should be at 105-ish on this. This is a little bit different. I think we're going to be at 105 there. The multi-grip bar, we should be at normal accessories. So this was multi-grip bar, chest support rows. I'm going to do this as well. We're going to leave in 5 sets, just normal. And then just go through these like we have been. So not a big change there. And that is an updated version of my next week program. If y'all have any questions about that, comment down below. Shoot them one in chat if you're here. But yeah, so we'll keep moving along. The next thing we have to do is start building out our exercise families. And what I don't know if we can do or not, see if I cannot let out state secrets while I'm doing this exercise list. Okay, so I don't believe right now we can create. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm gonna try to think of what we want our exercise families to be called. If I look up on actually, is there anything called families when I'm doing this? Okay, it says exercise. So we have bench variations. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Get my trusty dusty notebook here and think of all the family names that we want to do for our training. So we have bench variations. Okay. Squat variations, deadlift variations, and this is where we need to start doing different things. I think one that we could do is just conditioning. Could be good conditioning variation. That could be things like sleds, sled drags, sled pulls, you know, weighted vest walk, farmer carry, you know, anything like that. Again, those could also be in a strength exercise. So that will be where you kind of have to kind of pick and choose. But they could also be in there, or like grip exercise, etc. So, but we'll go through our main ones first. So we're gonna go through tricep extension, maybe tricep extension, extension variations. And those can be things like JM press, those could be skull crushers, those could be anything like that. So I'm almost wondering if we should do heavy tricep extensions, but you can do it either way. So I think tricep extensions would be good, because obviously bench variations could be things like, you know, board presses and things. So we don't have to do that there. Next, we could have lat variations. So anything working the lats. We could do upper back. We could still do biceps, side delts. We might just do all delts besides rear delts. We can still do delts. We'll just do delts in general. What else? Hamstring at knee. So knee flexion, hamstring at the hip. Things like RDLs and whatnot. Good mornings, etc. Go single leg movements. Go quad movements. Quad movements. So like knee extension movements would be under that. I know you all cannot see that right now, so I apologize. Let's do, we could do grip movements, why not? Grip variations. I probably won't use that very often. I think that's a good one for the time being. So right now we have bench variations, squat variations, deadlift variations, see tricep variations, extension variations specifically, lat variations, so lat pull downs, pull ups, chin ups, things like that, upper back variations, biceps, delts, hamstring at the knee, hamstring at the hip, single leg movements, quad movements, and grip variations. That's what I have down at the moment. So quad variations could be like leg extensions, reverse sled, pull drags. I'm blanking at the moment. I mean, banded leg extensions, ankle weight leg extensions, literally anything like that we could do. And what I would wish, and I think I've already put these in, but we can edit the exercise. If you could add them to that right here, that'd be really cool if you add them to the exercise family. That would be really nice. But right now we cannot, unfortunately. So what I'm unsure is how efficient is this going to be if we try to do this? So if we add a workout right here and we do squat variation, we edit that. Oh, I cannot see that very well. Interesting. And we just look up squat. So we already have squat versus train squat question, squat jerk, squat jump, squat walkout. We can do squat walkout. 12-inch box squat. 12-inch box squat. Here, let's just do this. I'm gonna copy that. 16-inch box squat. 18-inch box squat. Really, I should probably do high-low box squat, but belt squat, eccentric, belt squat, box squat, belt squat, box squat. This one, we're just gonna kind of go through here. Bow bar, box squat. So these are things that I can't always go back and change through. So like, I think what I would start doing, excuse that was my phone falling out of my pocket, is doing a high box, just a box squat, and then a low box. And we'll call the high box 2 inches, 2 inches higher. And then the low box is 2 inches lower. And then if there is a specific, like we go down to a 10-inch box, then we could just call it that 10-inch box. So we'll go Cossack squat. Buffalo bar squat. Or bow bar, kind of the same thing, but we can, I might end up deleting some of those, like I said, and that could either be another stream, or I might do that behind the scenes. Dumbbell overhead squat. Going through here, goblet box squat. Heels legged goblet squat. Hatfield squat. Do we have just normal goblet squat in there? Nope. For some reason we dropped down below. Don't know why that happened. Head hack squat. We won't put hack squat in there for the time being because we're doing more front squat, box squat. We'll put that in there. Currently don't have anything else in there yet, but that is okay. We'll just leave that there for the time being. Oh, what did I just get rid of? Front squat. Front squat, box squat. There we go. I have a lot of these other ones in there. Elevate squat. Span squat versus chains. Yeah, I think this should be good for the time being. We'll save that there. I do think this is going to end up dragging on, and this is probably not going to be very entertaining for you all. So I'm actually going to go ahead and end the stream here. If you all have any questions, as always, let me know. I would appreciate if you all subscribed and catch me on the next stream. We're going to start doing for sure at 4 p.m. every Sunday. And if anything changes, I'll obviously put out a reminder. But we're going to start trying to stream more days of the week when possible. So that'll be maybe a little bit more inconsistent at the time until we get into a good rhythm. But if you'll have times that work better for everybody, let me know and we'll see what can happen. But besides that, thank you all for coming around and have a good one.